name's James. Sean's working on a thesis project that's written in TiddlyWiki, and he's going to share his screen any minute.
Is it not sharing?
Now it is. Somebody's is.
Now?
Yep, there you go. And yeah, if you full screen it, then we'll see a little bit more.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Yep. There we go. Perfect.
But I want it to go. No, that's not it. There we go. That's it.
Man, I never see the student mail. Jesus, look at all that shit.
There's nothing really super useful in here.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah.
So we had talked previously about leveraging Google Docs to maybe create a test or quiz or some such thing.
Yep.
This XLS plugin's kicking my butt.
Okay, so let's go to your form. Let's just go from the beginning.
Yep.
Go to your responses. Go to the spreadsheet. Upper right.
Yeah.
And that's your form.
Yes.
You may want to rename your columns so that they're useful, or you may not. I find it helpful.
Yeah.
So you might just and it shouldn't affect your form. I mean, it doesn't affect your form. So you can just, after you've made the form, don't do that, because you're not going to give them real names that have some content. Just
no, but just for now.
Yeah, but it's still okay. Just undo it. So and just use the first couple of words or something. Resolution or something. Attributes.
Yeah, no, I understand. I wasn't going to leave it that way.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it's just even hard to see letters.
It was like fingernails on a chalkboard. I get it.
Yeah. They have to be unique. Attributes 2 works. You spelled vector wrong.
Thank you.
You still spelled it wrong, but that's okay.
Where's the spell checker in this thing?
Talk to Google.
This could take a few minutes. I know.
Yep. I wasn't going to say anything. Okay, so now what I suggest what you can do is, oh, you got more?
No, it's good.
Okay, what's the last one? The last one you still?
Web color.
Web color, okay. So now grab the top row.
Yep.
And edit copy. And then I suggest you insert new sheet. Not a new sheet, in the same, insert new sheet and edit, paste, special, transpose.
Yep.
Yeah, and so now now you can make that window really small and just let it sit off to the side of your window while you're looking at your wiki.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, side by side. I still don't have that plugin.
No, you can manually do it so that it's really small.
Yeah, but now I lost the rest of my...
That's all right. We'll find it. It's in a different window somewhere.
Yep. And then that last one's web color. There we are.
It doesn't matter how long it is. You just want it to take up as little width as possible.
Right. Hang on a second. There we go.
Yeah.
I can make it narrower. Come on.
Yep.
No, that's as narrow as it will let me go.
Yeah, it's fine. That's good. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And then just bring this a little taller so we can see a little bit more of it. So, okay. So first off, it's so your form is submission form. Okay. So let's look. So you got the form is good. So let's go down and look at the sheet. Form response is 1. That's all good. Yep. And now we're going to add some rows. So it's capital email, right? Because you got to get it's all case sensitive.
Okay, and I got email address with a space.
Yeah, then copy and paste.
Right. Will it take the space?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so that grabs that.
Yep. You're way on. Yeah, exactly. Might be easier to delete these 2 fields and start over. In fact, let's just delete the first field too and start over.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're going to add a new field, and so you're going to. And I just go from the top. You don't have a clipboard buffer, right?
Correct.
Okay. That sucks. So it's copy. So start. You need time. Take timestamp. Take everything.
Okay.
So it's copy. You can type if you want, but the odds of making mistakes are greater than if you don't. But it's up to you.
Okay. All right, that's good.
You got. Why do you have field timestamp? Yeah, because you. Yeah. That looks like it's spelled wrong to me, but
there's an N at the end.
Yeah, that's weird. Timestamp name. Okay.
All right.
Well, you got to set the column. So you're gonna. I mean, if you look at that, you're writing a sentence. Set field name timestamp to string from column where you deleted it. Okay, so we'll go on the first one. We're going to fill out those purple sentences.
Yes.
15 of them.
Yes.
Okay, so set field timestamp. You can type. That's fine as long as you type correctly.
That's already called into question.
Yeah, and tab. Yeah, or you can. Yeah. You call it whatever you want. But if you use the same names, it'll be a little easier.
All right, but it was column A, I believe.
Yeah, don't call it field A. No, it's set field timestamp to string from column timestamp. It's not.
I see. Yes, that's what I was not understanding.
Yeah, it's not. You don't. No, you have to match to the names. It's a 100% match.
Okay.
Okay, and then add new field.
Yeah.
So now you see why you wanted to be on sheet. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And so set field email. And here I would suggest for your field names you don't put spaces in them. Just call them email.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Keep going. So you got 15 of them to do.
Yeah. I'm not sure why I have 2 emails. I'll have to resolve that later.
Probably because you asked to collect them.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't need to. And they're just going to it's just going to overwrite it anyway. So. If I'm not mistaken, field names in TiddlyWiki, they're going to waste away your caps, so it doesn't matter, but you're not going to get capitalized field names if I'm correct.
Okay.
Just so you know. So. I find this a little annoying, but
Sorry.
no, not what you're doing. The fact that you have to do this as opposed to just say, get the goddamn field names from the first row. It's like, I already told you what sheet they're on.
It would be easier to, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
which is the way so, and I think it's just a matter of, it's a simple, web color. Well, we'll see what happens.
Why?
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to recognize the camel case, which is fine. Okay, so now those are the fields of your tiddler.
Yes.
What do you want to call each tiddler? What name do you want to give it? Add a new field and set field name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, title. Set field title. Lowercase title. And what do you want to call it? You have to give it a unique name. So what's going to be unique? Timestamp is unique. Email address may be unique, but may not be.
Right. Name might be unique,
but might not be.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, let's go with timestamp. It's going to be ugly, but we can live with it. Yeah. And let's prefix it. So what are these things? Quiz 1 scores or something? Quiz scores? Quiz submissions?
Quiz responses. They're just responses.
They're responses?
Yeah.
Okay, so type responses hyphen. Response hyphen, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's add a new one so that everyone's going to come in response hyphen timestamp, response hyphen timestamp.
Okay.
And then let's add a new field. And instead of set field, let's append to a list field. And append to the list field called tags, T-A-G-S.
Yeah.
And the string or the constant, one of those is constant. The string, it's still string and constant. And let's give it a constant. I don't know, responses is fine. And here capitalization matters. Down on timestamps, instead of strings, switch that to date. See if we can see if that works for us. That usually works. Okay, so that looks good to me. So hit finish editing in the pink.
Yeah.
And so my usual strategy is to name it sort of at the end, the title, so that pops up to the top, and then you put the tags in, and they show up in red, so you get a little, you get a little bit of a visual check. Looks good. So scroll up and save the row, and scroll up and save the workbook, and you're in Tiddly spot, so just for the hell of it, save it.
All right, this might take a couple of clicks. Just bear with it.
Why is that?
It's just not always Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Don't keep clicking it because sometimes it'll crash it right out and delete it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually had that happen. There we go.
That's interesting. Are you on
This is Chrome.
But not a slow internet, right?
No.
Huh. I wonder why that is. Anyway, so click on the so go back to your spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I hate doing one, so let's go to your form and do a second one. Your form's up in the first tab, sorry. The first browser. The first window. There it is. Yeah. Just fill out another one. Click on questions.
Oh, and provide some answers?
Yeah. You go to I think it's the little eyeball up in the purple there. Across the top of the banner.
Yeah.
And just fill out another one.
Oh, yeah, I remember what I did here. All right.
That's going to be an interesting data. Yeah, cool. We'll see what kind of data. That's going to be nasty data to interpret.
Should I make it realistic?
No. You should. That is realistic.
I mean, that's what I'm just looking to sample. Yes.
Yeah, but it's the nature of your data. Which of the following? So all that apply is just makes it really tough, and it's really hard to interpret
Okay.
because they don't come in separate columns. You have to de-aggregate them.
All right.
Like if you have to choose one, that's much easier for you to work with. So you could turn each of those 4 into true/false questions or something. It's up to you.
I know, but that you don't have to actually know the material to do that.
Well, whatever. Yeah. No, it's up. It just makes it a little. It's the same in any kind of scoring system. It's like it's very,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. Okay, so go back to your wiki. I'm sorry. Go to your spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And you got 2 responses, and now you do a form data export.
Where's export in here?
File download as. Sorry.
There we go.
XLSX. Put it someplace. And I'm not ignoring you, but I am responding to a text.
Go for it. Okay, that's done.
And I wasn't watching, so I'm going to believe that you did it.
I did it. I did.
And now you go import. I hope you know where you put it. The paperclip?
Yes, I do know where I put it. It's not in photos.
Okay, and unclick the untitled one. You don't need that, and import the 2 of them. So they come in, they look nice. So click the first one now that they're imported. And let's open that field, open that tiddler. And look at all those fields you got.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And let's look at the next one. And edit it. All your fields came in. But see what I mean? So like colors, not the right answer or the wrong answer. You know what I mean? So you'll have to mess with that. That's up to you.
Right.
Okay, so now you got it. They're all tagged responses. And so there, you successfully imported. Now you're saying, big deal. What do I do with it, right?
Well, maybe present it back. So
Exactly. Just a second. Okay. So you have to teach it or write a template so that it can interpret your results.
yes.
Okay, so go to designrightstudio.com. That's the really old one. Yeah, designrightstudio.com. I killed off UpDog.
Right. I know you were having trouble with it.
Yeah, it still works, sort of. In my display tab are all my templates.
Yes.
So drag over class template to yours. You click and hold. No, not, yeah, go. So go back to design. Yeah, okay, you can do it that way. Okay, you should just be able to click and hold. Yeah, there you go. That works, however it works. And import it, and let's edit class template. Oh, you have to click import. Yeah, you didn't, you have to, yeah. Click class template, let's edit that. And let's rename it to responses template, first thing. And you can get rid of the tag course outline template. You don't need that. That's for me. But it's appropriately tagged view template and it will work. And the first couple of lines, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, just keep them there because we might need them later, and I'll explain them if you do. But you're looking to start on that list filter.
Yes.
Current tag responses. And my model of presentation, get rid of the link to. Keep going. Yep, right there. Delete that. Delete that first bracket. Yep, and get rid of the link afterwards, but keep the break.
Yep.
Okay, and then after that, hit return a couple of times. And that's our model.
Okay.
Go back to your spreadsheet.
Where did I put it?
And go to this tab that I asked you to make on sheet 2. Copy all those fields. And paste them. Okay, and then get rid of all the rest of my lines there until the, just get rid of all that stuff. Yep. Okay, so now just for now, you can make each one of those lines like my presentation line. You don't do any like editing, power editing or anything like that?
What do you mean?
You don't, you don't, I don't think you do. Like macros or anything, you just type, right?
I just type, yeah.
Okay. So then you have to hand type it. So you can copy. So what I would suggest you do is you copy timestamp, copy it, and then go to the end, put a colon space, double bracket, bang, bang, double braces, bang, bang, paste.
Yeah.
You want to get those capitals out because I'm pretty sure they're not capitalized.
Oh, out of here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lowercase. So let's go look at one of your records, one of your drafts. And I take it back. They are capitalized. Okay, hey.
Well, they are here. It doesn't mean that it will be.
Oh, they are. Yeah, if they're in that field capitalized, then they're capitalized. So yeah, you're good to go.
I can do this. Yes.
Yeah. So let's just do resolution now. We're not going to do them all because you can do those on your own time. Let's just make sure it works. Yeah. Okay.
I know.
I see. Yep. And let's save it. Okay. Now look at one of your responses and cool.
Okay.
Go back.
There we go.
Go back to your template.
It
should be. Oh, you didn't leave a link to the bottom. Yeah, I thought I left a link to it on the bottom. Oh, see at the very bottom, template, class template. Change that to responses template. I think you capitalized the template.
I'm sorry, I'm just used to.
That's all right. And put an HR above it in brackets. Yeah, because that will just force it. And then you need a break after every one of those lines. So this is like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a little bit like little HTML, you intermix HTML with wiki text.
Yeah.
And now at the bottom of your resolution, there should be a link to the template. And that way, when you want to change it, it's just right down there. You don't have to, you know what I mean? It's just easy.
Yes, right here.
Yep. And takes you there. Yeah. If you close that, then it will take you there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like it's working.
Yep.
And and then once you've cracked this, then you can do whatever you want with that text.
Right. Yes, it's not going to stay this way. Once I see how it presents, yes. But I know what I'm doing now with the spreadsheet, and the form, and your template. So these things I know.
So templates work. They're actually templates are for where you want to be. Templates are where you need to be.
Right.
Go back to mine, Design Right,
Okay.
and edit class again, edit class template. Look at my code around date. View date. It's going to be down there. View date, date equals format date, that thing. The view.
Yes.
Yeah, copy that line. And put that where your timestamp is. Put that right after your timestamp. It's yeah. And change field equals date to timestamp. Not there, the next one down. Yeah, that one. Change that to timestamp. Let's see how that looks. Nice.
Yeah.
So if you go back and look at the template, you'll see it's formatting it DDD 0, and you can mess with that.
Yeah. Days, minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you go to TiddlyWiki and ask for the date template, it will, But that's like, so it's a slightly different thing to view the field than it is to transclude it. But I don't think the difference is going to be important to you.
Yeah.
If for some reason you need to be searching on other stuff, that's what those lines above are. But I don't think you're going to be doing that. I don't think that's, that's pretty advanced stuff. Those first, keep that list.
Right.
But the first 4 lines, I don't think you'll be needing them. The first 5 lines, I just don't think you will. But, you can take them out. And if you know where to get them if you need them.
Okay.
And if you take out the first 5 lines, so you start with your list.
Yep.
Go ahead and do that.
Well, I can leave them here for now, right? How do I comment them? Like this?
No, it's don't comment them. They're not doing any harm.
Okay.
But if you do take them out, there's a vars at the end.
Yes, a closed vars. Yeah.
Exactly. So you just close, and you have to close tags in the reverse order of the way you open them. So
it's nested like HTML.
Exactly. In fact, it is HTML. That's what it is. Yeah, you're writing HTML, and then TiddlyWiki reinterprets things that it recognizes, like in brackets, and just puts it in there.
Yeah.
Which is the power. I mean, that's the power. So what you're seeing now is like, okay, now you can make it do what you want, in theory.
Yes, I can definitely do this and things along this line. So question for you.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at what other people have been doing with TiddlyWiki, and I'm trying to figure out a way to expand, I don't know, the use of this by students or by others. For example, I think you commented on using Twitter. So
yeah.
So I'm not publishing to Twitter from this, although I could, but I'm including Twitter tag conversations in the TiddlyWiki.
You're publishing Twitter to your wiki.
Yes, correct. Cool. So if the hashtag is the class name, then I can publish the tweets that use the class hashtag, for example.
Yep.
Or I could publish the tweets that belong to my Twitter ID.
Yeah. Did you find a plugin to do that or something?
Yes, those are both working right now.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I have, and that's going to be I don't know how useful it's going to be. I'm curious to see how useful a communication tool that is. But that's one thing I'm looking at doing. So I have that is actually set up in here. So I can pull in a class Twitter hashtag. I can pull in all of my tweets from my Twitter ID. That's done. I can also write a button that will publish out to Twitter, but I don't want to do that. I want to bring people into TiddlyWiki. So I'm not doing it the other way.
What I find, yeah, go ahead.
So what I was thinking was, have you run across anything that would be useful that way? That something else?
Yeah. What I mean is like useful in real life or useful to play around with on TiddlyWiki.
I'd like it to be useful in real life, but to play around with also is good.
Yeah. Well, they're two different things, Well,
so the Twitter thing, right? I don't know whether students. I looked at stats, right? Most people using Twitter are my age, so they're probably not students. But But the thing is, we can try it and we can see as a tool of communication if it can be an adjunct to the course that is helpful or not helpful.
Yeah,
And so that's what I'm thinking.
I've never found Twitter to be useful for the way I teach in my classes. I mean, I've tried it a couple of times. What I have found most useful for framing discussion and actually engaging students,
Yeah.
and getting to teaching and learning.
Yeah.
Let me show it to you. And I've been doing this. I've done this probably for. You got to stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Yeah, and I've done this. I don't know, 5, 6, 10 times maybe. Maybe not 10, but a lot. You know, often enough that it's pretty routine at this point. So these are student responses, basically the thing that you just made.
Yes.
And I got to shift my. There we go. It's just going to be a little slow because my internet's really slow. So I found these really helpful because what I do is I just do this and we go around the room and everybody talks and they're talking from something they've written.
Yep.
But it's in my presentation. So there's no like messing around and getting to their slides. It's just, I got it. And this is probably its own template. Okay. Let's see. I don't really remember. It was actually last week. Week 1 responses template. And that's it. It's not too complicated. Mm-hmm. So that's the who is a field. So who is an answer. So John is a digital immigrant. He didn't write John is a digital immigrant. I took the field John, and his answer was he's a digital immigrant. Mm-hmm. I have them save an image because I like pictures, because that gives the student something to look at. Yeah. And something to reflect on. And so I train them. It takes a week at most because they're pretty good at it. You got to give me an image that's actually going to resolve, you know. And so they get all embarrassed when there's 3 of them the first week that don't work, and they figure it out from there. Yeah. You know, and that's just a straight image tag. That's HTML work. And I taught myself a little HTML 2 minutes before class the other day. So width equals auto, height equals 250. So they never get too big. Right. And then their explanation is the field. And and you'll recognize this probably. I've got most of these things locked down. Yeah, so that's the import. So I build, and then I might build a different import every week. But then if I'm better, I could use the same import every time. Yeah, that's pretty good. And that way and I have the link to the form. Here's their assignment, and they can either view the form, it's embedded, or they can visit it if they'd rather. And depending on sometimes different students like different things depending on their browsers and stuff. So, that's a pretty simple form. Yep. And I find that, and then I can generate slides. And where am I? Com 216. And if I wanted to, and I usually don't do this, but if I, let me show you what this does. I just learned this. And you could just grab this code. This creates a button called Open All Responses. Mm-hmm. And what it does is it closes all the other tiddlers and then open all the tiddlers that are tagged with week 1 responses. So they're all open at the same time. Yep. And then that's what gives me this. From a teaching, I'm not clicking around. I'm just scrolling. Right. And that's pretty cool. And so what it does is it blends the teaching resource into the students are writing in the teaching resource. Yes. And I think that's powerful. This is these are my notes that I lectured from the other day. That's actually, I don't know, I wrote a little bit of yellow, but I can also, I'm playing around with slideshows, so these now turn into slideshows. So I've got slideshows running in the class as well. And then there's an end slideshow button down there, I think. And so, but I could see if you didn't feel like doing the slideshows, that's a little bit out there.
Well, I do something similar. We're tied to Blackboard.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but I use its
Yeah,
forum.
I've done this in Blackboard. You can use discussion groups. It's kind of harder to scroll through in Blackboard, I find, because but it's doable.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing currently, yes.
Yeah, it's doable. But what I don't like is that I can't build direct links to their slides.
Right, yes, I have to click through pedantically one at a time.
It's not only that, but if I really like what John is saying here, you know, and I feel like editing his stuff, I can bracket his words and make a link out of his stuff.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do something else, I don't know if you've ever seen the checkbox widget is really powerful for the stuff that we're doing. So if I stick a checkbox in right at the top, tag good. Am I in live? No, I'm not. Okay. So now I can tag each of the slides that are good.
Yeah.
In oh, that's the wrong one. We have that's not, this is little paragraph mode. I have I have it turned off, but we can I don't know how to turn it back on. I can also, if you wanted, you can't really have students tag, but if you wanted to have just instead of a simple on-off tag, you can do a different kind of tag. So then you can begin to tag student responses before you teach, and then organize your responses. We're just going to look at the good ones, or
so you can score based on is it good,
or you can filter. You can filter on a tag, of course, right? Yeah. What I'm doing in class tomorrow. Is we're going to review. I read bunches of their wikis, and we're going to review several of them that are tagged review in class.
Okay.
And so the other thing that I'm doing in this class is how do I do this? It's funny, like you just don't remember how to do shit. I did it this morning.
So did you just edit their stuff and add a tag review or checkbox?
This is scary. Why aren't my submissions there? Huh, they were there before. Oh, it's 2.01. I'm on 1.02. Phew. Jesus. I only spent 4 hours doing the goddamn comments. If they were gone, I was going to be mad.
Yeah.
So so they're building a link to their wiki. So I look at their wiki, and then I can comment on it. I can write a critique right in here in a little field that saves it. And that's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So how do you build the live critique maker? That's a tag. That's a plugin also.
It's not actually. It's really, I couldn't believe how easy it was. Of course, everything is once you figure it out, but it's everything goes in the template,
Yep.
and it's this line of code.
Okay.
And so what I do, that's what one of these defines does. This is not easy. So what this does is create a field for the moment called comments-tiddler.
Yep.
And it puts this text in front, including the space, in front of the value of this variable.
Yep.
When you call it. And so I call it here. I say, okay, make this tiddler the same name as the current tiddler, the one I'm working with.
Yes.
And then I edit text and I put tiddler into comments tiddler. So I create a new tiddler called comments tiddler. For every comment gets its own tiddler. And then it becomes a text box.
Okay.
And it's, let me see where that, so you can't, do they have access? They can't, they don't know it, but they have access to their comments tiddler by clicking on the colon.
Okay.
In case I ever need it. They're not supposed to, I mean, it's basically hidden.
What?
But so everybody gets a comment.
Okay.
And this isn't bad. This is really hard to do in Blackboard. It's really hard to make comments on student work that's then shareable to the class. In a discussion group.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's difficult. But so this I like because it's scrolling. That's a little ugly. I'm not thrilled with it. But I tried to. But it's okay because it's a TiddlyWiki class, so it's kind of goofy,
right?
You know, and it's very nerdy looking. But I'm okay with that because I want them to be able to pull it apart. This is a field. This is their name. This is a link to their wiki.
Yeah.
This is the comment that they submitted, and then this is. If I have a comment, then they get a brief critique, and then I pasted this individually. Okay. But those are like, you know, I kind of like this. This is this approach.
Yeah.
And I did this today. I went through 45 of them, and it was a while, but I didn't lose anything. That was good.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but that's a little out there, but you know, again, we're looking for three things that you could justify. The thing that I think is simplest and actually most powerful and most proven is these students submit forms, you ingest the form, make them into slides, show them in class.
Yeah. And I have a form now that works and I can vary it.
Yeah. Yeah. The form is, yeah. I have in my in the DesignWrite Studio, we're just going to use the same form all semester,
right?
Because they do a pull down on the exercises, which allows me to then I can use that as a tag and put them in the right spot. So
and what's your unique identifier for this? Is it timestamp also?
You'd think I'd know, huh? Let's see. It's exercise name, student name, timestamp. It's an artful form of timestamp, and I have to hand edit them.
Okay.
Which is painful. So I create a unique name field that's not in my form. That's this.
Yeah.
Which is a concatenation. So I create a unique name in the spreadsheet, and let's see if there's probably more that have come in since I pulled it last. Yeah.
I don't want to do it manually though.
Yeah, I do it manually. Doesn't take long, and I don't mind doing it because it pushes me into it and makes sure that I'm not, you know, that there's no virus. Weird hacker types of stuff, you know, because you're ingesting it into your wiki, and I don't have any protection, so it's fully open.
Right.
So who knows what people are going to put in the form?
Yes.
So at least I put my eyes on it briefly, and it's like, you know, and I realize that teaching with TiddlyWiki is teaching in a live web space, just like Blackboard.
Yeah.
So once you're willing to teach in a live web, then it's like, Yeah, you used to have to make slides for your class or get your lecture notes ready on pieces of paper, but now I got to make sure that the wiki is up to date.
Yes.
And I'm not, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, look, this guy James Ward. What's he doing? Tiddler/index.html. Okay, whatever. Yeah, he didn't do so well in his assignment though. He doesn't follow the rule. He's on this chat,
Yeah, no, I want above and beyond.
You went, yeah, but you didn't do the basics.
Ah,
Where's my about me tags? You're not even in the class, so who cares? You didn't do about me tags, so yeah.
they're all tagged.
No, this is about me tags. It's a specific part of the assignment. Yeah, and I'm not clever enough to figure out how to get this thing to like do that. But since students typically don't see it, and I don't care. And here's my little checkbox to if I write an interesting comment that's going to be distinctive, I use it to review in class. That's going to drive my agenda for tomorrow's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's yeah. So I think that those are the critiquing, I think, is very powerful, and a shared critique, I think, is really powerful. And I didn't do a great job in this exercise, but as I'm going to start with a more sophisticated view of tags. So if I use tags and critiques, then students will be able to say, these are the students who did this well, need help on this aspect, and they can drill down and find other people who have done things like them or done things better than them or something.
Right.
So you want to use the power of the student responses to power additional learning. So to me, that's when you really start to get interesting. And then one other thing that you might play with is annotating texts. But that's what I did in 216 with the preface. Where's the preface? So this was a PDF of the book.
Mm-hmm.
That then I wrote, there's a little macro called Y, I think, running this. Oh, they're all in separate tiddlers, so that's annoying. So that puts yellow highlighting around it on it.
Okay.
That in order to do that, then you say, well, where'd you get in the stupid macro? Yellow highlight macro.
Yeah.
Everything's a macro. But again, once you get a little bit into it, you just have to do it if you want to get it. That's like probably years to figure out how to do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But again, you say, oh, that's cool. Find the macro, drag and drop. All macros are tagged with $tags macro. So if you want to see the other macros that are available in any TiddlyWiki, they should be tagged with that. Have you played with stretch text yet?
I have not, no.
Well, stretch text is good. It's sort of annoying in some respects. I don't remember where. Oh, it's in DesignWrite Studio. There's a demo. So it just expands text. It's a classic hypertext. You haven't read the hypertext literature, but it's the classic form of hypertext. So it spreads out text.
Okay.
Without taking you to another place. It's non-linked hypertext, but I do a lot of that these days. Right, so it's an appear.
Mm-hmm.
So
just as a way to call attention to content?
It's a way to so content starts there, and rather than this will link you to the exercises.
Yeah.
Um, this this will reveal the content of exercises.
Right.
It's a different it's a different navigational structure and a different opportunity for your audience, your readers, to interact with your text. So it kind of depends on what you as a designer think would be good for them. So I do a lot of reveals. I use the appear macro these days. Here's an example of it. Yeah, you'd have to play around with it. So so this is the new at Design Right Studio Tiddler. Let's see what that looks like. So $ appear show, and you get what's shown when you show it. Hide, what do you see when you want to hide it? And then what do you want to show after you reveal the labels?
Right.
So there's the label, there's the hide label. So you can see the show and the hide label, and then when it's revealed, you get this.
Yep.
Which is click on the little whatever, to see it, and it runs a list in there.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep, and it gets it puts the date and link title, link, view field, modified date, template. Oh, and then there's there's an extra appear, which reveals the contents of the field, what's new for each of the items. So that's right here. So you get a little bit of, what's new about these things?
Yep.
Be honest, I doubt that anybody's discovered that yet, even though.
Well, because it's not obvious that those two arrows will give you content.
Right. Although in the rest of the wiki, every time you see those two arrows, the little chevrons, they give you content. But I agree, it's not super obvious, and I could make it more.
Yeah, your audience would have to learn.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's, and part of what I teach in that class is like, how much do you expect your audience to learn? How fluent do they need to be to make sense of your work? In my case, they have to be pretty fluent, and the hurdle is getting that fluency.
Right.
I don't, in this class, I do a lot more of tabs, which people are pretty familiar with, and they kind of get the sense of, there's just something I can click on it,
Yeah. Well,
and
color's a clue.
Yeah, and they can probably navigate this as well. So I don't know. And they get links pretty easily. So yeah. Anyway, so I hope that helps you out.
It does. Let me get back to you with stuff.
Sure. Are we? And so, chat with me in an email just on scheduling and stuff. If you want to do this semester, I don't. To be honest, I don't want to talk about it in this setting. We're still recording this, I hope, but I don't remember exactly where you are with respect to registration, etc. So just
I will follow up with you on that this week if that's all right.
Oh, anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. I'll catch you later, Sean. James, did you have anything else going on tonight?
Nope.
Okay. Nobody came. That's okay.
That's all right.
That's good.